the next 15 minutes, we're going to change that. You'll learn exactly how to connect with your pelvic floor, your transverse abdominal, and the breathing patterns that make it all work together. This isn't about doing more crunches. It's about building the foundation that changes how you move all day. So let's begin. Hi, welcome. For this class, we're going to begin and revisit our diaphragmatic active breathing, our pelvic floor, and our transverse abdominal connections, so you can apply it for the class today. All right, so I'm gonna do it kneeling. You can do it sitting down, cross-legged or on the chair if you wish for this part, or even standing. Just make sure your knees are comfortable on your mat. All right, so finding that tall position. All right, now from here, we're going to in-breath. Let's bring a hand here. Inhale into the ribs. Now one diaphragmatic passive breathing. So we're gonna breathe into the lower belly. And then as you exhale, think about the pelvic floor elevator suctioning up, and then the elevator door closing in front. So you feel a nice tension in the abdominal area without clenching on the glutes. So just double check your glutes are nice and soft, all right? And there's no rocking or curling under of the pelvis, just purely pelvic floor and then a corset wrapping around in front. Now, moving on to our diaphragmatic active breathing, our active lateral breathing. We hold this tension in the abs. We breathe into the ribcage, expanding sideways. Exhale, draw up a little bit more of the elevator, draw in a little bit more of that corset. Again, in breath, keep the tension here. Exhale, drawing up and drawing in. In breath. We go wider. Exhale. We go higher. We go deeper. And now you should feel your spine is being opened lengthwise or vertically. In breath. Exhale. One more. Good work. Let it go. All right, let's go to a modified quadruped position. Vertical arm alignment, knee between the shoulders and the hip here. Right, drawing the armpit downward to the side of the ribs. And then think about expanding the sternum forward so you feel your back muscle active. So we go, inhale here, into the ribcage, into the belly, exhale, drawing our transverse abdominal, so hold the abdominal there for the active breathing. Inhale, ribs, exhale, pelvic floor, and then corset muscles in. In breath, again, there should not be any rocking of the pelvis and the spine. Exhale, pelvic floor, and then lifting up the abdominal wall from the floor. And two more, in breath. Keep the tension as you inhale here. One more. And let it go. Now we're going to go into our C curve here. So let the belly sack out for a second. Now this is where we're going to change the position of the pelvis. So breathing in again. Breathing out. Pelvic floor. And then the transverse abdominal is drawing in. Now I wanted to go a little bit more. So pull in a little bit more the abdominal. And what happened is then you now take in the pelvis into what we call a posterior tilt or a tuck under, but we're driving the movement from the abdominal to bring the pelvis curling in without the bottom pushing forward. And then inhaling, lengthen the spine. Keep the tension, the pressure on the abdominal. Exhaling, drawing the abdominal, pulling up the abdominal into the lumbar spine, and it's going to change the curl, the pelvic position, and the lumbar position into a C curve flexion. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, drawing in and drawing up, and then you kind of move that pelvis into a C position, the lumbar spine into a C position, and you should feel a nice hollowing in abdominal here. And then letting go on inhale, carefully you don't let go of the tension abdominal. And one more exhale, abs pulling, abs moving the pelvis, abs lifting the lower back, abs, 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 that's it. It's just the abs working really hard to get into that lumbar flexion. And then inhale, letting go without letting of the tension of the abs. And then now you can let go of the belly and the abs. Good job. All right, let's go to on our back. So roll to your side, lying supine. Okay. Bring the feet in line with the sit-bone. Chest is open. And then just do a little rock for me. Just up and down, rocking, and then make that rock a little smaller. And then come to a stop. That will be your neutral pelvis for today. You should feel comfortable. And then just a little sneak peek here, making sure that the right hip bone, left hip bones are next to each other, aligned. Okay, now, transverse abdominals, take an in breath, and then exhale, pelvic floor, and then wrap the TA, and I want you to hold that tension here. You can bring your fingertips on the side, on the hip bone here, or the heel of the palm. Now I want you to dorsiflex the leg closer to me. Hold the tension in the abdominals. I want you to slide the leg out. Let's take this an inhale without disturbing the pelvis. Exhale, pelvic floor elevator, door closing, and bring the leg in. And then switching at the heel, dorsiflex. And then in breath, slide the leg away, hold the tension of the abdominal. And then exhale, pelvic floor lift. And then TA, transverse abdominals. This is called, we call it TA. And then again, inhale, switching. Now as you lengthen the leg, the pelvis is quiet in terms, which means it doesn't rock. The abdominal is very busy. Inhale, extend the other way. Exhale, zip up, wrap in. Inhale, extend. Zip up, wrap in. Inhale, extend, slide. One more each side. In breath, quiet in the pelvis. Exhale, working deeply as you pull the leg in. Inhale, try to be sensitive about the pelvis. Make sure it really stays in the middle. And release. Okay, well done. Moving on now, we're going to move the pelvis. So like we did in the quadruped position, take an in breath. Exhale, we're going to draw in that pelvic floor, set the TA right, and pull in a little deeper, that you're creating a nice hollow imprinted back to the floor. Now the bottom comes off. Now here, this is your pelvic tilt. We're going to release back to that neutral position. Exhaling, drawing up, wrapping in, and go deeper. Pull that back to the floor, and you should feel, palpate your belly, you should feel a hollowing here in the front. If by any chance your belly now sticks out, you are driving the movement with the glutes. I want you to switch off the glute, let go, and then pull in with the abdominals. And then release. It's an abdominal activation. Exhale, zip up, wrap in, go deeper, deeper, pull back. Do your best to pull the back into the floor. Then the bottom comes off, and then release. So let the abdominal be the driver of the movement. Exhale, pull in, pull up, bring the belly button closer to the floor and allow that lift to happen along the front of the spine along the floor. And then release one more time, please. Exhale, draw in, draw up, and then inhale, keep the tension, and back to that neutral. All right, take an in breath here. Exhale, draw in, hold the tension, stabilize the pelvis. Now we're gonna lift the leg closer to me to our 90-90. Knee over the hip, foot in line with the knee here. Now, hold the tension, lower the leg down. Exhale, up. Lower the leg down. Exhale, up. As you lower, the abs stays in. Exhale. If you let go of the abs, you're going to end up rocking the back with you and then rocking the back down. And that's going to be quite discomfort in the lumbar spine. So, hold the tension in the abdominal as you move the leg down and then up. Move the leg down and then up. So we actively breathing and actively control the abdominal tension. One more and then lower. Let's switch. Okay, breath in, breath out. Ready the abdominal. Take the other leg up to 90, knee over the hip. Make sure the pelvis is square. You can come up and have a little sneak peek there. And then lower down from the hip. Exhale. The knee should stay constant. The hip joint, move the leg up and down. The abs stay into the floor. So keep the pressure down to the floor. We lower. Exhale up. So if I were to put a cup of tea on the lower abdominal here, the cup of tea should stay absolutely stable because the belly is stable. And up. One more. In breath. Exhale. And then we'll lower. Beautiful. Now moving on. Exhale. Take the other leg up to that tabletop hold. Now here, extending the leg forward as you exhale. Inhale, pulling back in. And abs pull in. Inhale, pulling back in. And then in. You can bring your hands in front of the belly here just to really make sure you got that pressure under control. One more. And back, we'll lower the other side. Abs in, leg up, in breath, extend out. Inhale in. Extend out. In breath in. In breath in. Keep the pressure of the abs constant and active the whole time. One more. Good job. And then lower the leg down. Beautiful work. Now, onto the harder part here. Interlace the hands. Place the hands in the base of your skull. Support your head, your skull with your palms. Lift the elbow from the floor into your preview, meaning you can see the elbows from the side of view of your eyes. Now here, we need to ready the abdominal first. So take an in breath. Exhale. Drawing the abdominal in, so hold the tension. And then keep the tension to the floor. And then we're going to lengthen the ribs down and lifting up, flexing the head. Allow the head to be heavy in your arms. Allow this upper abdominal to pull and lift yourself up. But the belly stays in. It doesn't go out. The pelvis doesn't go curling. Pull in. In breath, breathe into the ribs. Exhale, come down. Again, breath in, breath out. Belly in, ribs down. Lifting up, lifting up, lifting up. Inhale, hold the tension. Exhale, we go down. In breath. Exhale, abs, ribs down, lifting up. Support your head into your arms, so cradle the head. And then exhale to go down. Let's do two more. Exhale, we lift. Inhale, hold the tension. Exhale, we go down. Last one. Exhale, we lift, lifting up, lifting up, lifting up, inhale, hold, exhale, we go down. Well done. All right, let's go lie on our side this way. Good job. All right, now legs are long, together, like two chopsticks. Bring the bottom arm long, top hand forward here. Now drawing the bottom waist here, keep the spine long. Take an in-breath. As you exhale, I want you to again raise the abdominal and use this oblique at the top to then pull the legs up. Now you are in a banana shape, and then we lower. Exhaling, pull the legs up, in breath. And here, pulling up, legs stay together, in breath. And control the movement, do it mindfully. Make sure you keep the tension of the abdominal in. Don't let it out, because we are doing an active breathing here. And one more. And active breathing. And good work. All right, let's come up over to the other side. Same thing. Okay, legs together. Now, holding the center, zip up the leg, and then we breathe out and lift, and we lower. And we breathe out, lift, and lower. We draw that pelvic floor elevator, we wrap the front, and then we continue with this top oblique. Make sure the belly doesn't bounce out, and lower. And lift, and lower. And lift, and lower. Two more. And lift, and lower. One more. Lift, and lower. Good job. All right, come up. Last one here. Go to our quadruped position. Modified quadruped is vertical arm, knee between the shoulder and the hip here. Now from here, we're going to do our plank. Plank. Right, so ready the back. So pull the armpit down, expand the chest forward, push the floor away, tuck the toes under behind you here. Now from here, take an in-breath. Exhale, abdominal on. Right, now press the floor away with the hands, lift the knees up, and we float. We'll keep that pressure in the abs and stay here. So chest is forward, your back muscles working, the abs is working. Stay here for 10, 9, 8, 7. Stay present. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the abs a little bit more. Good job. And release. Good job. Release the ankles, stretch your arms. And a little stretch for the back. In breath here. You can let the belly out here on the inhalation. Let it go. It's just passively breathing. We're not holding it. We do not need to hold it. Exhale. Let it naturally deflate. And then go ahead and roll the spine up. And you're done for the day. Short and sweet class. I want you to think about your abdominal connection today for the rest of the day and just apply in your everyday life, everyday activity. Again, you do not need to be actively breathing the whole time. Let the passive breathing happen. But when you're practicing, apply it. All right, thank you. I'll see you back on the mat tomorrow.